for the color guard and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Present the colors.
Detail! Present! Ho!
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Detail! Order! Ho!
Color guard, dismissed.
Right, hey! Right, ho!
Thank you very much to Sheriff Anderson and also to the members of the Dutchess County Sheriff's Department. We'd like to thank the Sheriff for joining us today, as well as Dutchess County Clerk Bradford Kendall, for whom I have the pleasure for working. We would also like to thank two members of the Judiciary, the Honorable Peter Foreman and the Honorable Christine Sproat, for joining us today, as well as Assemblywoman Dee Dee Barrett. We are grateful to the members of the county legislature who are present, as well as to the many county employees, both past and present, who have come to join us in honoring Lucille's legacy. We are also pleased to have so many local elected officials, past and present, from our cities, towns, and villages. Most importantly of all, we are grateful to the Patterson family and to Ross Patterson for joining us today to celebrate Lucille's legacy, and many of us look forward to joining you at 5 o'clock today over at Dutchess Community College for another ceremony in her honor. My name is Will Tatum, and I am your Dutchess County historian, and my department offers a special thanks to Lucille Patterson for her support during both the tricentennial of the county as well as the bicentennial of the ratification of the Constitution, which took place here in New York, right next door at the county courthouse. 2013 marks 330 years since the creation of Dutchess County and 300 years of our own independent government. This is an opportunity not just to look back at what happened in 1713, but to also consider all of the many milestones that have occurred in the county over the past 3 centuries. Among the first offices of county government established in 1713 was essentially the office of county executive in the form of a single supervisor for the entire county. While that office was eventually subsumed within the Board of Supervisors, that tradition remained alive in the supervisors' roles as leaders of their individual communities. Our new charter of 1967 created the permanent office of county executive to serve as the steward of county government. This year's commemorations remind us of the importance of noting and celebrating the many contributions made to Dutchess County by community leaders, both in the distant past and the recent past. Lucille Patterson certainly stands out as one of those key figures. She joined the county legislature in 1973, serving through 1978. She served as minority leader in 1976 and 78, and as the interim majority leader in 1977. In 1978, Lucille ran successfully for county executive in a special election and won re-election in the following regular cycle in 1979, retaining her post through 1991. As the first female county executive in New York State history, and the only Democrat county executive in the history of Dutchess, she was a trailblazer, ably maneuvering the county through many crises and establishing a new standard for professionalism in county government. There are many who had the pleasure of knowing and serving with County Executive Patterson who will be speaking with us today. We are pleased to welcome and to recognize New York State Association of Counties Executive Director Stephen Aquario, who will begin with our discussion and our commemoration of Lucille's service.
Thank you, Mr. Tatum. Thank you, County Executive Mark Molinaro, for having me here, and to the family of Lucille Patterson. It is a pleasure to be here to meet you, to discuss a few things about the great county executive of Dutchess County. Where do you begin? A class act, a wonderful lady, a mentor, a leader. The first female county executive in the state of New York, blazing a trail for others to follow in women in government. A powerful voice at the State Association of Counties. I talked with my 9th grade son this past week, and we talked about social studies, and we talked about what they learn in 9th grade, and we talked about how the public education teaches civilizations. And he concluded by responding to me that, well, Dad, we learn about the great civilizations, not all of the civilizations that existed before us. The great ones who made a difference today. And today we're honoring one of the great ones, Lucille Patterson. She served as president of the Association of Counties for 19 months. That included 2 state budget legislative sessions. She served in many important roles for the association, but 3 stand out in my memory, and I served with her. During the late 80s and early 1990s, the state was facing a tremendous shortfall in its budget. The governor at that time proposed a budget that shifted $400 million to the counties. We were going to lose state reimbursement for housing state inmates in local jails. We were going to lose long-term care reimbursement, critical funding for public assistance, and public health grants. At the end of the day, Lucille Patterson rallied the troops from all over the state, spent countless hours, as I'm sure the family can attest to, in the state capitol, lobbying the governor and the state legislature with a successful outcome at the end of the day. She also represented the Association of Counties and counties from across the state, including Dutchess, on an important moorland commission. Lucille was a passionate advocate for the promotion of recycling efforts and county landfills. And during that time, there was a raging debate over the unclaimed nickel deposits on beverage containers. So representing the association and counties across the state, she successfully led a charge to have those revenues go back to the counties for recycling efforts. Finally, in cooperation with Governor Mario Cuomo, she established a NISAC task force on drug abuse, citing the impact to county departments such as youth, health, mental health, social services, and county jails. Lucille Patterson formed a successful task force to combat and partner with the state substance abuse in New York State. These were tough years back then, not unlike the years that we are witness to now. There was a full-blown recession, and under Lucille Patterson's leadership, NISAC stood up for the rights of local taxpayers and local services. She certainly blazed a trail, and I can tell you that NISAC, Dutchess County, and all of the counties are better off today because of the life of Lucille Patterson. I want to thank County Executive Molinaro for his leadership of this great county. William Steinhaus, the former county executive, also became the president of the State Association of Counties, and for his many years of friendship and tireless county advocacy. Thank you all for allowing me a few minutes to share these memories.
Before moving forward, I would like to recognize Judge Greller and Judge Posner, who have also joined us today. It's now my pleasure to introduce our current county executive, who follows in Lucille's tradition of being a passionate community leader, and one particularly